I'm Amber, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be building a British street of detached houses in The Sims 4. I just want to quickly say, yes, I look really gross right now. I just had a shower and my hair is all wet, so I look like a wet dog. Ignore it. So let's get straight into this video. As always, if I'm looking down during the video, it's because the playback of the build is down here and you are up here. So this is, like I said, a build of British detached houses along a street. I've been watching some Kate Emerald videos and I was super inspired to do something that had like a bendy street that wasn't just the straight lines that were given in The Sims. So I made this bendy, winding road. I think it ends up turning out really cute and really realistic looking. I'm so sorry if you're distracted by how gross my hair looks right now. You probably don't care. But yeah, so I ended up putting seven houses on this lot. I wanted to use a lot of debug things like cars and stuff to just try and add a lot of that realism and to not make it just look like any other base game Sims build. I really wanted it to look like a real British street. I did make it all detached houses, however, which I feel like you don't find super often in the UK. Especially where I live, it's just like all terraced houses, which I think in some countries you call them row houses or townhouses, but terrace houses. Because of the windy road, I had to build all of this like on weird diagonals and things, so that really affected a lot of the builds. Especially stairs. Placing stairs inside some of these houses was a nightmare because stairs can't go on a diagonal. This game has existed for like 10 years. I don't even know. It's been like nearly 10 years, I think. And we still can't place diagonal stairs. Crazy. We've got ladders. We've got configurable stairs. No diagonals. Anyway, so then I'm finding some debug bits and bobs and then lining the edges of the road to make it have a nice little path around the edge, make it look a bit more realistic and finished. And just going through debug and piling up some bits and bobs that I could end up using, things that would be useful at some point in the build. If I'm doing a build where I'm using a lot of debug, I tend to do this, like just stockpile debug items that I found that are interesting, because you know you're never going to find it again. Once you found it, it's like gone. And you can't eyedropper most debug items, so that means you can't just like click on it and copy it, because it's not like a proper item in the game. So there you can see I cut out quite a lot of the footage because it just took me so long. But there is some footage of the build of the road and you can see how it just like wiggles along down the path. It looks a bit out of place at first, but it really does come together eventually. And I won't be furnishing any of the houses in this build, it's just the street build, but I will be making videos of me furnishing. I haven't filmed for a while. I will be making videos of me furnishing each individual house in different decade styles. I'm doing 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, noughties and current. And I've already at this point filmed the 50s one, the 60s one and the start of the 70s one. And like, oh my goodness, they turned out so good. I made a matching household, like off camera, I made a matching household of all women dressed to those decades. And they're so cute. And like, I'm obsessed. I love the like decade style build, you know, the decades build challenge sort of things, and it's really fun. So I'm going to be doing 7 different houses in 7 different decade styles, and that will be like a little series that comes to my channel that kind of just follows on from this build because it's in these houses. So I'm adding driveways, landscaping, bits and bobs, and just trying to kind of blend in that flooring with the curvy-wurvy road that it all goes along. Using red bricks, of course, because this is a British build and I feel like that's the most common way for British houses to look. Some of the roofing was kind of annoying as well with these like weird shaped houses and diagonals. In the end, it does all pretty much come together and ends up looking decent, but at some points it does look a bit odd. Also, a lot of these houses are just kind of bog standard rectangles, but that seems like kind of realistic. And then here you can see one of the cars. Most of them have driveways, but one of them's just parked up on the grass. I feel like a lot of people do that. They didn't want to pay out to pave a driveway, or I don't know, maybe they didn't get like approval to actually own that bit of land, and so they just park on the grass, and it's like a lot of people do that. As long as it's not too rainy and sludgy, you're all good. I added a porch to this one house because a lot of British houses do have a little porch over the front door, and I wanted to add lots of white PVC windows and things like that. Just going for what I know, British houses. I've had a comment, wow, I can't speak today, honestly, I'm out of practice. I've had a couple of comments on previous British house builds being like, yay, British house representation in The Sims, because so often it's like these really beautiful, extravagant houses, but no just like realistic houses that British people just see day to day, and it's nice to see that in the game. It's just something feels, I don't know, homely, cozy, because it is what you live in, and so it feels like something you can really relate to, and it's quite fun to put Sims in that and play in that sort of thing. Yeah. And so yeah, I'm just building out all of the houses. I think on most of them I put patio doors out into the garden, because I feel like if you have a decent sized garden like this, a lot of British houses now have, sorry, I'm like rocking on my chair, have gardens like that. So, and then I'm just laying out the layouts of the houses. Again, with these diagonal houses, it was a bit of a nightmare, but it does come together. Like I say, it does come together in the end. Also, my filming layout is a bit different because I moved all of my furniture in my bedroom, and that is why I'm like rocking on my chair right now, because my desk is right in front of my bed, so if I tip over backwards I land in my bed, and so now I have a bad habit of rocking on my chair, and I'm gonna break the legs on this chair eventually. Like, it's just not a good idea, but it's such a like habit that I've got into. Also, you can see I have a little gallery wall that I started like 3 years ago. I'm gonna decorate that, and that's gonna be the background for my videos, but I'm not feeling like spending out on art prints, so I'm gonna make some little prints and stick them up, and I've got a big pile of art prints I bought in Camden Market like in 2019 that still need to go up on the wall, so I'll put those up as well, and I'll have a nice background for when I record, and maybe I'll make my bed next time, because I've just realised how bad that looks in the background of my video. But you can see my cat. Oh, and then here we can see I am building the road, putting on the road markings, and I added a zebra crossing just to make it look a bit more realistic. I think it adds definitely an element of realism to the whole place, and I like that. And street lights on the paths. I looked on for debug traffic lights, but it didn't go with this. I mean, the road's so small, you wouldn't have a traffic light on it, you know, it's just, you just have a giveaway line. And I added a trailer. I do change that out eventually for a different trailer, but I added a trailer just because a lot of people have a caravan and they just, you know, if they've got the space for it, they just stick a caravan on the driveway or something. So I added that. I added a bus stop. It looks kind of weird and futuristic, but it's fun, it's the vibe. I added a bus stop. I added like a fuse box, like those BT internet box things that they do. I don't know. But yeah, I thought the bus stop on the side of the road was definitely a good addition, definitely added a whole bunch of realism to this build, especially as I had that space that was empty but not big enough for a whole house, so it filled that out nicely as well. And then eventually, I think maybe in the 50s build, I go back in and I do change the shapes of some of the gardens because they just looked a bit off. I was trying to fill out the space as much as possible on this square lot and it just looked a bit off. So I go back and I change the shapes of those a bit, but I'm not sure if that's in this video. Another thing is I built this like crazy zombie compound in The Sims that I'm like so obsessed with, but I didn't record it. I was like, I'm just gonna build this for me. I've got so many screen recordings to get through. I'm just building this one for me. But it is on my gallery if you're interested. I thought I might make a little couple-minute long video just touring around it. Once every year or so I get really into the concept of zombies, and so I've been watching Z Nation. I also watched Reality Z. I know I should pronounce it Z, but when it comes to stuff like that, like Z Nation sounds ridiculous. So I've been watching Z Nation. I'm only on season 2, so no spoilers, but I've been really into like the whole concept of zombies and that kind of thing recently. So I built this zombie compound that's all fenced in, and there's like trailers and tents and a little farm and chickens and cows, and it's like the self-sustaining, you know, solar panels and water collection and all of that. And I put so much detail into this thing, so I probably will record just like a little tour video about it. But I kind of wish I had recorded the process, but again, it's nice to just build and not have a video, you know, just build for me. But like, I'm really proud of that. So there's 4 different trailers, 2 are families, and each trailer kind of tells a story of the people who live in it. One is just like a group of singles, there's just single beds and they all live in trailer. And one is like a research trailer, and these people kind of like military vibes, like they're really trying to like not just survive but end the zombie situation, and they've got like the Strangerville radio thing and paperwork everywhere and computers and all of this stuff to like research it. And I love that like storytelling element in builds. I think that's so much fun. And then there's like tents and stuff for people who maybe are like just passing through and things like that. And there's trucks with like, you know, pickup trucks with like all stuff in the back and supplies and stuff. And it's a lot of fun. It's a great build. Now I'm making myself wish even more I'd recorded it for a video. But yeah, I've been watching Z Nation, and 10k from Z Nation if you've watched it. He's a beautiful man. Anyway, so back to the build. This house I'm working on now is the biggest house in this entire street, and when I get to the 70s build, I saved this house for that. Because it's the biggest house, I was like, right, we have space, we're gonna do it a conversation pit. If you know what conversation pits are, they're so 70s. They were kind of a trend in 70s architecture, a sunken pit in the living space with usually like a sofa around inside of it. You can just Google it and you'll see loads of examples of them. They're so cool, so, in my mind, so epitome of 70s architecture that I had to include one, and so I saved that big house just for that. That house actually has 3 floors because it has a converted style attic and 5 bedrooms, 3 toilets or something. Crazy. So definitely like some rich people live there. But yeah, just building out all the layouts. In one of these I put like a garage, but Sims, I mean, you don't need a garage, but also you don't need decoration at all in The Sims really, so it's all just for fun, you know. It's all just storytelling and stuff. But yeah, and then you can see there I put like patio doors on this house as well. They all got patio doors going out into the gardens. I just think realistically by this point, if you've got this style of house, you would have added patio doors onto the house. And just adding loads of plain white windows, because that is how British houses look. I don't know if anyone else has been having this glitch recently, but I've been having a glitch when placing flooring, and I press the comma or the full stop to rotate the flooring, and it just rotates my view on the screen, and I have no way to actually rotate the flooring. It's not that big of an issue, but it's kind of an annoying glitch, and I don't know if it's just my laptop or if it's something other people have been experiencing. Let me know. Another thing is, oh yeah, flooring on diagonals, nightmare. I wish we had an actual tool to properly do that. It's so annoying. Another thing is, what's the other thing? Oh yeah, I posted a video of my camper van, a little tour of my camper van, and that just passed 1,000 views. So thank you so much to everyone who watched that, and my new subscribers. That is really fun and exciting, and yeah, that's like a really cool thing that did so well. It's my 2nd most viewed video on my channel, second to the Cluedo board mansion build, which I can't seem to beat at the moment. It was a really good video, and it just kind of blew up, and it's my best video on my channel, that. But yeah, so I'm just really glad that the van video went really well. If you haven't seen it and it sounds interesting to you, go and watch it. I have the cutest van. It's a micro camper van from 87, yeah, from 1987. Purple, white flowers all over it. You'll see it in the thumbnail. But I'm obsessed with it. So in the build, I feel like, oh, there was something on the tip of my tongue that I was going to say and it's just gone and I can't remember it. But we are very nearly done now, so thank you so much for watching. Basically, I just built the empty houses in this, and I'm going to be, like I say, filling every single one out in different styles from different decades in future videos. You'll see those coming very, very soon. I'm trying to upload every Wednesday and Saturday, but at a minimum I will be uploading every Wednesday. But this will probably be a Saturday bonus video. But long term, I just want to be uploading Wednesdays and Saturdays, no matter what. So I'm trying to pre-record as much as I can, because then I don't feel stressed and just get those videos ready. So there we go. You can see a lovely little view of the street. It looks beautiful. It looks so realistic, so British, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So please subscribe and come back so you don't miss the furnishing videos. Like I said, there are 7 different houses in this build, so there are going to be 7 different furnishing videos, probably decently short videos because they're just going to be furnishing only. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe. I'm really aiming to hit 2,000 subscribers. I want to hit 2,000 by the end. 2,000? What? I mean 200. 2,000? Who am I? I'm really aiming to hit 200. I'm really aiming to hit 200 subscribers by the end of February. That would be amazing. I mean, in general, my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be amazing. So please do subscribe if you've enjoyed this and if you're looking forward to those furnishing videos. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.